The year is 1861, and the American Civil War is about to begin. No one had wanted to believe a war between the North and the South was possible, but they were all too ready to believe when it dawned in such a bloody fashion at First Manassas. It was during this time, when the true sons of America spilled their own blood, that he arised from the darkness of war. His is a name America shall never forget. For as the South grasped victory at Manassas, a weakness was revealed. There was one they feared, and their tongue they call him Novocaine, Northborn. Novoking's name was Abraham Lincoln. He was the first president of the United States to wear a beard. He was born on February 12, 1809. He hailed from the province of Illinois, and as he became of age, he joined the Republican Party and grew in rank as he gained honor through his valiant actions and valorous deeds. He became the president and led our nation to the great victory over the Southern threat and ended the Civil War crisis once and for all. Standing at 6 feet and 4 inches, he was a strong man, a talented wrestler, and proficient in use of the axe. However, he disliked harming anything unless it was completely necessary, an honorable trait for an honorable gentleman. Abraham Lincoln also had the dubious honor of being the first president to fall by an assassin's hand. Slain while enjoying one of his favorite pastimes, the theater, he was killed by a wretched creature known as John Wilkes Booth, who would later be killed for his terrible crimes. And that, dear children, is the story of Abraham Lincoln, the Novoking, the Northborn. He shall ever be remembered in our nation's glorious history. Yeah! In July 1861, the northern newspapers pressured President Lincoln to bring a quick end to the rebellion of the southern states. Adding to the strain was Lincoln's awareness that the 90-day enlistments of the recruits who had responded to his call to arms after the attack on Fort Sumter was rapidly coming to an end. Something had to be done, and soon. Lincoln pressed for action. Despite his hesitancy that his troops were not yet adequately trained, General Irvin McDowell proposed a plan. He would march his army of 35,000, currently bivouacked around Washington, 30 miles south and attack the Confederate forces defending the vital railroad junction at Manassas, Virginia. Victory would open the way to the Confederate capital at Richmond. The Union troops were indeed inadequately trained. It took over 2 days for them to march 22 miles south. The summer heat was oppressive. Many of the young soldiers wandered from the line of march to pick berries and rest. The Union Army finally reached its objective on the evening of July 18th and encamped along the small stream known as Bull Run. The Green troops needed rest, and their stocks of food and ammunition that had been discarded along the road had to be replenished. The Confederate spy network gave a forewarning of the Union intentions and allowed Southern reinforcements to be moved from the Shenandoah Valley to Manassas. Even the public was aware of the Union's plans. On the day of the battle, carriages filled with spectators eager to see the Confederates' defeat flourished from Washington to the battle site. Despite these disadvantages, the North almost won the day. During the early morning hours of Sunday, July 21st, the Union troops charged along the stream in front of them and pushed Confederates into a defensive position atop a hill. Confusion reigned on both sides as the battle seesawed throughout the day. Emboldened by the arrival of reinforcements and by the first use of the blood-curdling rebel yell, Confederates charged forth in the late afternoon. The Union lines melted away. Retreat quickly transformed into a mindless rout as the Northern troops rushed headlong back to Washington, discarded much of their equipment along the way. It was a decisive Southern victory. However, sheer exhaustion prevented the Confederates from pursuing the fleeing enemy and capitalizing on their triumph. Thus, the South won the Battle of Manassas. Also, I am 1 minute and precisely now 25 seconds above the 4-minute presentation time limit. Therefore, I have nothing left to do but get off here and start playing Skyrim. See y'all later.